So talk about this season. I mean, what you got coming up? What are you excited about? What do you anticipate even for your October musical slot?
We don't do a musical every year. I think that's important to say as well. We don't always do a musical because of the cost. And also somebody who wants to direct it. So there aren't as many people who want to direct musicals as there are plays. So we have to bear that in mind. So I don't think, we're not going to have a musical. No, it's not I don't think. We won't have a musical in 2025. But we've got Ladies Unleashed coming up in February, at the end of February, which is the third in the trilogy by Amanda Whittington. We did Ladies' Day a few years ago. We're skipping the middle one because we don't think it's as good as Ladies Unleashed and Ladies' Day. So we've got a few of the same characters coming back to play the same people coming back to play the same characters in Ladies
Stuart Lawson's
directing it. We start rehearsing on Wednesday. I'm in it. I'm playing Pearl. Sorry, I'm not playing Pearl.
Hold on a minute. You're in that as well as teaching, as well as directing, as well as running the theatre. Do you have any life outside
of the theatre? I'm part of the management committee that runs the theatre. I think it's important to say that there's a whole management committee that run the theatre.
Okay.
And we do work as a team, we do. So it's important to say I don't run the theatre. I look after the artistic content. We've got other people who look after maintenance, technical, marketing.
You've got to understand from an audience's perspective and a layman, when I read artistic director, that's the boss.
Not at all, no. I'm responsible for the artistic content, and again, other people on the management committee have an input into that. We do work as a team, and I think that's what's important as well. We challenge each other. So I will go with a season that I put together, and I will get challenged on that. I don't think we'd necessarily change it, but we might rearrange it to suit timings of technical people and things we need to do. We might put on less or more nights. But what we've done in the last few seasons, or certainly since I've been here, is flex the amount of performances we do to what we think we're going to sell. Because with a small theatre, if we think we're going to sell out 7 nights, well, we'll put 8 on. If we think that actually we're not going to sell 7, we'll put 6 on. Or if we think we can go to 10, or we've just done 21 on Panto and sold out.
That's a lot.
That is a lot. And actually having
21 performances,
Panto,
that's 3 weeks.
It's a long slog. But Panto is really... We had this discussion at one of the little theatre guilds that we're a member of. There's a few hundred across the country, and Panto is really important to a lot of theatres because it brings in a different cross-section of audience. We have people come that have probably never been here before. The same with musicals.
So important, isn't it?
And bringing them in and getting kids in, getting young people in. They're the future, aren't they? So that's why we try and make sure that we've got a cross-section of different shows coming up to appeal to a different cross-section.
Talking of which, I interrupted you. So Ladies Unleash, you're following that with the 39 Steps?
No, so after that we've got It's a Wonderful Life in April.
Okay.
So that's a new stage version of the film. Yeah,
I know it is a wonderful... I did it in America, so I'm quite familiar with it.
He's directing that, which, again, is something different. We've put it in the Easter slot because although people tend to associate it as being a Christmas film, actually the storyline can be, you can watch it anytime.
Yeah, sure.
So that's going to appeal to people who know the film, I think. Then we are following on with 39 Steps in May.
Which Mr. John Evans is directing.
Which John Evans. I persuaded him to direct it. Love it. Seen it in the West End, seen it in local theatre. I wasn't going to audition for it because I'm very busy, but I did audition for it. And
are you in that as well?
Female in that, yes. Which I just think it's brilliant. And actually, she's not a massive character. The clowns, the 2 people that are playing the clowns, they're the ones that do the hundreds of characters. And we've gone with a female and a male because actually the way it's written, it could be traditionally it's usually been two men, but actually we're not doing that, and that's going to be great fun. And one of the reasons that we picked I picked 39 Steps is because during that May slot we have got the Priory Theatre, we have got a main stage, main house performance, and so we needed something that we could virtually utilise a black box set for, so that we could just bring in props and a few bits of scenery, and that's perfect for that. I know there are because there are so many scenes in it, But it's perfect for that black box, which means we can do other things as well. I think we've got some one-nighters planned for that as well.
And then you go to Hay Fever. Why is Coward so popular in Kenilworth? Because the Talisman are also doing Coward this season.
I don't know. I think it's because it's Coward, isn't it?
Timeless comedy of manners.
Timeless comedy,
Yeah.
and people can just be a bit embarrassed and laugh at it, and it's just I find it so frivolous, and I love the elegance of that era. I just absolutely it was, you know, for me personally.
Well, Coward was actually poking fun at it, wasn't he? I mean,
he was.
Saw the whole thing as
but it's just
completely
it's
absurd.
just that whole silliness.
Yeah.
But for an actor or actress to be able to just swan about, because that's what it feels like. You're just swanning about.
I think in his
lines.
mind, though, it's fur coat and no knickers, because that's what that period was like. The manners were wonderful on top, but underneath it's
Yes.
bloody debauch.
Yeah, exactly.
You
And
know.
it's just good fun. And why would you not? I mean, it's just, it's so far from reality today. And why would you not come and just laugh at something so frivolous when we've got, you know, I don't turn the news on anymore because it's so depressing. So why not come here and just get lost in your own little world watching something that's so, frivolous?
Are you in that as well?
No. I had to decide. I mean, you know, the thing is, as an older person, female, there are quite often not a lot of roles that you can play. And so actually it's been great that over the last few years, certainly here, because that's one of the things we have to think about as well, who have we got as the actors? So we think about what do the audience want to do, but also our actors and actresses, who have we got? Who do we know is going to turn up? And yes, we always get new people coming in, which is great. But there's not enough of them, so we have to think about, you know, can we cast this? Because some other theatres don't put their shows on sale until they've cast them. We put them on sale here as soon as we release them, which means that we have to cast them.
So there's no pre-casting?
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay.
That doesn't mean that a director can't say, do you know what? Yeah, I think I can cast that from people that I know, never mind new people. We don't pre-cast, we audition everything. And I think that's really important because, like I said to you a few minutes ago, you don't know what someone can do until they come in.
Yeah.
And so you know, I guess in Adam's family and in Curtains, probably 2/3, maybe 80% of those people I didn't know, I'd never seen before. I didn't know them, and it was great to get new people in. They're going to come back.
That was lucky.
They're going to come back.
Yeah, we're lucky.
I think I'm not sure it's luck, it's whether it's putting the right things on that people want to be in and people want to come and see. And I think that's the hard part, is trying to second guess that.
Well, you've got a beautiful house.
It is nice. We're
I mean,
very
actors
lucky.
would want to work here, right?
So I think that's an interesting point. Some people, I think, are put off by the fact that it's only 120-seater. And they think, well, I'd rather go and do something that seats 300, 500. But actually, the atmosphere in here with 120, I've been in other theatres, performed on stages where there's been 60 in the audience. It's not the same. I'd give anything for a full house of 120 than an empty 250-seater. But it does put some people think it's too small, they don't want to do it here.
Well, you know, I think in the theatre there's no such thing as small. You've got to put your ego aside. If you want to be a West End Wendy and play in 1,000-seat houses, then knock yourself out. But theatre for me is about the theatre. It's either good or it's bad, and it doesn't matter if there's 10 people out there or 1,000 people out there. You know,
and I
that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and I think the same. And I think, you know, the new people that came here and that have perhaps only been on bigger stages, loved the atmosphere.
What I like about the Priory, and forgive me for talking about what I like, but when I sit down there on A row and I look up and see a full theatre and the lights, sound, the smoke. That's a hell of an atmosphere.
It is. It's a lovely atmosphere.
I
And as an
don't get
actor,
that everywhere I
it's
go.
great. And
Yeah.
it's strange because you are very close to the audience here.
Yeah.
I've also acted in shows at Market Harbour Theatre, which is even closer. And at first I thought it'd be off-putting, but actually it's really nice because you do get that response. You can feel it, even if you don't hear it sometimes, because it might not be a comedy. You can feel that intensity, and I like that. Some people don't because they think it'll put them off, but I really like it.
Who's your worst actor? don't have any bad actors. We don't. Again,
Let me ask you that question again.
But some of that can be down to the
Let me
fact
ask you
that
that
they've not
question
imagined.
again. Who is your worst actor?
Someone who doesn't listen, I think. So that's what we try to make sure that whatever we say...
Name names, Nicky.
No, I've got no names. Because what we try to do is make them part of the process.